Well, hello and how are you? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shen, a.k.a. Briscoe, coming to you live right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Hey, today's Friday, March the 22nd, 2024. Got a happy birthday shout out going out to Jason Adolphson and Amber D. Leon. Oh, hey, Amber. Hey, Jason. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. Why, that's another year gone away. I hope you're enjoying your special day because, well, it's your happy birthday day today. I said, hey, Jason. Hey, Amber. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. Why, that's another trip around the sun that you made. I hope you're enjoying your special day because, well, it's your happy birthday day today. It's your happy birthday day today. Happy birthday to the two of you and many, many more. Wake up, press spacebar, go to sleep. All right, how about them Shin Show fans? We got them. We got lots of them. How about Ashley Addington, a.k.a. my Brat, Sara Lee, Marianne Williams Briscoe, a.k.a. my mommy, Martin Kelly, a.k.a. Smiley, Ashley Carter Adams, Diana Gray, Ken and Becky Tackett, Lorna Woods, Sherry Williams Devine, and the Shin Show Sherers, Darla Gilmore Teply, and Doug Bell, a.k.a. Steve Clary. And then my Pokey pal, special return poke for you, Julie Regot, right here, right now. Alrighty, hey, that's your Shin Show shout outs. Whoops, I was going to change something up here. Hold on, give me a second. Wake up, cut that, paste that. Select all, paste that. Go to sleep. Okay, had to change up my post. I had a no space somewhere that I needed a space. All right, we're going to jump into the weather forecast brought to you by Helping Hands Thrift Store and Foster Care Closet. Helping Hands Thrift Store and Foster Care Closet is located at 416 South 5th Street here in St. Charles, Missouri. Also attached to that, uh, Home Health Helping Hands Health Helping Hands. To get it, I'm on the blog, but they said it's 66 for today's high temperature. That's what it is. That's what I meant to say. And the sun goes in and the sun comes out. It's kind of cloudy all about. But every now and again, you get a little sun. Well, I popped out to get me some. But it's all gone now. It's back to shady old shade. Caregiver was telling me, you ought to put your shades on. I was like, no, I'll get cold. It's like, what? Well, I get cold in the shadows. And when it's only 66 degrees, which, for most folks is okay. For me, with the slower uh, blood travel, it gets cold quickly. So I just kind of wait it out. Anyway, did I mention attached to the Helping Hands thrift store and foster care closet, there is a restaurant? It's the VIP diner. Yes, sir, Bob. It's the Helping Hands thrift store diner, VIP diner. I call it VIP. I don't know if they call it the VIP diner, but I do. Anyway, very important people go over there. So, 416 South 5th Street. Head on over. All right, today Friday. Uh, and for later on in the day, we got cloudy and windy this evening, becoming partly cloudy after midnight. Slight chances of afternoon showers, but low temperatures around 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds north at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For tomorrow, Saturday, March the 23rd, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High temperatures around 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds north to northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies during the evening will give way to cloudier skies overnight. Low temperatures of 36 degrees Fahrenheit with winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then for Sunday, March the 24th, cloudy early with partial sunshine expected later in the day. High temperatures of 62 degrees Fahrenheit with winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Considerable cloudiness overnight with low temperatures around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then for Monday, March the 25th, windy at times with rain. High temperatures around 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chances of rain 90%. Rainfall around a quarter of an inch. Higher wind gusts are possible. Steady rain in the evening. Showers continuing later at night. Low temperatures near 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be out of the south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. 100% chance of rain. Going to get near a half inch of rainfall. Then for Tuesday, March the 26th, partly cloudy skies with high temperatures around 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be out of the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies overnight. Low temperatures of 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds west to northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for our fifth and final day of our St. Charles viewing area forecast, Wednesday, March the 27th, a few clouds from time to time with high temperatures of 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies overnight with low temperatures of 29 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that, my friends, is your 5 day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. All right. Alrighty then. Somebody will be coming back in here in a second to uh, put my phone back on my lap, and then I'll also get him to shut that light off over in the corner. Oh, Lord, let's see. What kind of song are we going to sing today? We're going to rip it, snort it, and tear it on up. We're going to rip, snort, and tear it on up. We got the jingle jangle, a jingle jangle. Rip, snort, and tear it up. Uh, uh, a fancy boy, fancy in my toys. I got cars and cars. How about a Cadillac? How about song lyrics? Kansas City Star. I said I got a letter just this morning. It was postmarked Omaha. It was typed and neatly written, and offering me this better job, but better job at a higher wage, expenses paid in a car. But I'm on TV here locally, and I can't quit because I'm a star. Ha ha ha! I come on TV, just grinning, wearing pistols and a hat. It's a kidding show, and I'm a hero of the younger set. I'm number one attraction at every supermarket parking lot, and I'm the king of Kansas City. No thanks, Omaha. Thanks a lot. Kansas City Star. That is what I are. Yo, lead, yo, hey, hey, yo. You ought to see my car. I drive a big old Cadillac with wire wheels. I got rhinestones on the spokes. I got credit down at the grocery store. And old my barber tells me jokes. I'm the number one attraction in every supermarket parking lot. I know things so Omaha. No thing. I'm the Kansas City. The king of Kansas City. So no thanks, Omaha. Thanks a lot. I said a Kansas City star. That's what I are. I lead it up there. Y'all see my car. I drive a big old Cadillac with wire wheels. Ain't got some rhinestones on the spokes. I got credit down at the grocery store. And my barber tells me jokes. I'm the number one attraction in every supermarket parking lot. And I'm the king of Kansas City. No thanks, Omaha. I think so a lot. Stay tuned. Gonna have a Popeye cartoon in a minute. Oh, well, here I am, sitting high, getting ideas. Ain't nothing but a fool would I love like this. Oh, out all night and running wild. A woman sitting at home with a month-old child. I said, dang me, they ought to take a rope and hang me from the highest tree. Oh, woman, would you weep for me? Just sitting around a drinking with the rest of the guys. 6 rounds bought and I bought 5. And I spent the groceries and half of the rent. I like $14 and 27 cents. Dang me, they ought to take a rope and hang me. Hang me from the highest tree. A woman with you, weep for me. One more time. I said the roses are red and the violets are purple. Sugar is sweet and so is maple syrup. Oh, well, I'm the seventh of 7 sons. My pappy's pistol, I'm a son of a gun. Oh, look, dang me. They ought to take a rope and hang me from the highest tree. A woman, would you weep for me? I said, a woman, would you weep for me? Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let, 50 cents. No pets, no pools, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes. All but 2 hours of a Persian room. Buys an 8 by 12 4 bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road. Third boxcar, midnight train. Destination Bangor, Maine. Old worn out suit and shoes. I don't pay no union dues. I'm plucking old small stogies I have found short but not too big about. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road. I know every engineer on every train, all their children and all their names, and every handout in every town, and every lot that ain't locked when nobody's around. Oh, I'm singing trailers for sailor in room, still at 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes. All but 2 hours of a pushing broom. Buys an 8 by 12 4 bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road. I'm singing trailers for sale or rent. Rooms to let 50 cents. No fun, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but all for 2 hours of pushing by. All right, there you go. Done a few Roger Millers. Do what do what do what do. Da bum dee ba do 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 do. Do 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 da da. Da dee 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 do do da da da. Da 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 dee da da da. Da 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 dee da 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 da. Dee da dee da 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 da. You do you do 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 do. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. I'm gonna try this. Engine number 9, coming down that railroad line. How much further back did she get off? Old brown suitcase that she carried. I've looked for it everywhere. I just ain't here among the rest. And I'm a little upset. Yes, tell me, engine number 9, coming down the railroad line. I know she got off on in Baltimore. 110 miles ain't much distance, but it sure do make a difference. I don't think she loves me anymore, and I warned her of the dangers. Don't speak to strangers. If by chance she find a new romance, a warmer lips than to kiss her, arms to hold her tighter, string new fires inside her. How I wish that it was me instead, out of uh, out of the heat that stands between her. Well, I don't know. Engine number 9, coming down that river line. I know she got on in Baltimore. 110 miles ain't much more. All right, that's that. You gonna hook me up with that phone? And can you turn that light out?
You done?
Hmm.
Pause it.
Can't pause it.
There we go.
And can you flip this heater on? It's a little third button from my side. Thank you.
So you're done.
You too. See you tomorrow.
See you in the morning.
One more time. Well, it'll be more than that, but. Had to get things straight. Had to get them right. I was wondering why I was seeing it tonight. Going and going, gone away. Where I'll be, I cannot say. Going, gone away. Where I'll be, I cannot say. Where I'll be, I cannot say. Happy go lucky, happy day. Where I'm going, I cannot say. Do 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 do. Okay, hey, as young as you feel day. That's the way. That's the way to do it. And National Goof Off Day. So while you're feeling young, you may as well just goof off. Those are the holiday insights. Those are the rarities that nobody marks on the calendars. It's young as you feel and goof off day. There you go. So while you're feeling young, go ahead and goof off. As a matter of fact, I was seeing my daughter dancing. Ashley, the brat, was out there dancing with her doggies. It was a retro. Um, one of her reposts from a memory, and she was dancing with jazzers. Yep, jazzercising. I guess it was jazzercising. Whatever. She was dancing and romancing with Doggy. Looked like she was having too much fun. Sunshine is nice to have. Well, I got some sunshine, and it's a cloudy day. Song lyrics: Sunshine on a cloudy. Song lyrics: My girl. Oh, you know what? Something's missing off my screen. Yeah, this. Boom. Booyah. There we go. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. And when it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Oh, I guess you'd say, oh, what can make me feel this way is my girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl. I've got so much honey, the bees in me. I've got a sweeter song than the birds in the trees. Well, I guess you'd say, oh, what can make me feel this way is my girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, oh yeah. I don't need no money, a fortune, or fame. I got all the riches, baby, what man can claim. I guess you'd say, oh, what can make me feel this way is my girl, my girl, my girl. Talking about my girl, talking about my girl. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. And when it's cold outside, I've even got the month of May. Talking about my girl, talking about my girl. Oh, my girl. Well, that's all I can talk about is my girl. Why don't you believe she saw my girl talking about my girl? Well, you heard the throat go. It just went bounce, bounce, and out she went. So, looks like story time. Well, let's see what's going on. We got the Mulan Circus this weekend going on down at the uh, 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 what is that thing called? The Family Arena. Yeah, well, is it $68 a ticket? I don't know. Veterans are free, and first responders and children under 12 are all free. Um, so you adults out there get to pay. Those Ark Mountain Daredevils are playing over there at Lindenwood Center for the Arts, and the Builders St. Charles Home Show is recurring daily until April the 7th from April the 25th. No, yeah, April. I can't see through all the gunk. April 5th through the 7th. But yeah, March 24th through the, well, they're not showing. They ain't they ain't tell the times. Well, I know they got a bunch of different times. 10,000 seat arena used for soccer, golf, basketball, family shows, concerts, sports events, and trade shows, conventions with an adjustment. Three, uh, 35,000 car parking lot, paved, that is. So you can get on in. You can get on in. You can take a look, see. Yeah, March 24th. It says that's just one. That's it. Huh. Just the one. One day. But I swear they're doing it today and tomorrow. They got one more show for today, and I think they've already done it. And then tomorrow they've got another couple of shows. Four, I think. Four in a day. Alrighty, that's that. Those are the things that's going on here around town. Ba 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 you bye ba 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 ba. I've been talking to the birds and the bees in the trees. Dial up, what did you need? Let's see. Oh, you know what? You can get along with whatever you need just by having your bare necessities. Song lyrics, the bare necessities. We look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean, the bare necessities, Mother Nature's recipes that bring that bare necessities to life. Whenever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the trees to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants, you can take a glance at the fancy ants. Then maybe you'll try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. Well, that's what our bare can rest at ease. With just the bare necessities of life. Now, when you're picking a pawpaw or a prickly pear, and you prick your raw paw, well, next time beware. Don't pick that prickly pear by the paw. When you pick a pear, use the claw. But you don't need to use the claw when you pick a pear of the big pawpaw. Oh, have I gotten it to you, boy? Well, the bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Oh man, that's a really living. So just try to relax and yeah, cool it. Fall apart in my backyard. Cause let me tell you, there's something, little virtues. If you act like those bees, well, you're working too hard. And don't spend your time looking around for something you won't find that can't be found. When you find out that you can live without it and go around, go along thinking about it. Well, I'll tell you something true. The bare necessities of life will come to you, but for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities, Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. That's why the bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. I said the bare necessities of life. Yeah, with just bare necessities of life. All right. Alright. Time for story time with TV Grandpa. Story time to put you off to sleep. Story time with TV Grandpa. Something that'll be so neat. I said story time with TV Grandpa. Story time with TV Grandpa. Your eyes are closing heavily, they're getting kind of sleepily. Because it's story time with TV Grandpa. Do. It's story time with TV Grandpa. Do. How about Sleeping Beauty? Yeah, we'll try that. Okay, kiddos, jump up on the couch or jump up on the bed. Wherever it is, you rest your sleepy little head. TV Grandpa's gonna lull you off to sleep with another little story to make your eye peepers peep. Long ago in France there lived a king and queen. More than anything they longed for a child. At last, their great uh, happiness. Well, the queen gave birth to a little girl. All the bells in the land were ringing eh, with joy. Now the king and the queen invited all the fairies in the kingdom to the naming party for the baby. And what a party it was. Sorry about that. Yes, and what a party it was. There, uh, the plates and silverware of pure gold were set with care before each guest. But one fairy, Maleficent, who had left 50 years ago before and had not been seen in all that time, showed up at the door. Quickly, the king and queen whispered to the servants that they must quickly find a place setting for the new guest. Alas, the plate and the silverware the servants could find were not of pure gold, and this made the old fairy very mad. Soon it was time for each fairy to give her blessing to the baby, and when it came time for Malef- Maleficent's turn, she stood up and pointed her long finger at the sleeping baby girl in the crib, and she said, I declare before all of you, Maleficent called out, that this child on her 16th birthday shall prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die. With a whoosh of smoke, the evil fairy vanished. Everyone cried out with alarm, as you can imagine. But one fairy had not yet given the baby her blessing, and the king and queen asked this fairy, whose name was Merryweather, to reverse the curse. Merryweather shook her head sadly and said she could not do it. But what she could do was to soften the curse. And so, on her 16th birthday, said Merryweather, when the princess pricks her finger on the spinning wheel, she will not die. and instead she will fall asleep for 100 years. Sleep for 100 years, said the queen. After our daughter turns 16, we will not know her any more. Well, the king or ordered every spinning wheel in the kingdom to be brought to the palace and burned. To be extra sure, the princess would not be anywhere near a spinning wheel. He also ordered Merryweather, along with two other fairies, Flora and Fiona, to take the baby for a while into the forest. Now the fairies would raise the child in a cottage deep in the woods. They would keep her safe until her 16th birthday, and after that it would be safe to bring the princess, who had been named Aurora, to the castle. While Aurora grew up, knowing no others than the three fairies, whom she knew as her aunts. The animals of the forest were her friends and companions. The birds and the deer, the chipmunks and the rabbits followed her around as she fed them treats and cooed to them. From time to time, she was from that time she was little. Aurora was told she must stay inside the hills that are surrounded them. She must never go beyond the hills. That was fine with her, as the woods surrounding the cottage had plenty of room to play. Well, one day when Aurora came home, she found her three aunts preparing for a party. What's going on? She said. Tonight we celebrate your 16th birthday, said Flora. And tonight, said Aurora. Then tomorrow I go back to the castle. You do, said Merryweather. We have kept you safe from the spinning wheel for 16 years. Starting tomorrow, it will be time for you to resume your royal life as a princess. And the first thing we will be the first thing will be for you to get married. First thing for me would be to get married. Married already? Said Aurora. Who am I supposed to marry? No need to worry about that, said Fiona, with a wave of her wand in her hand. Even if he's a bit strange, or some might say a bit on the horrid side, you won't have to spend much time with him after all. And he comes from a fine family, added Flora, with a quack smile. Wait a minute, said Aurora, pulling back. What do you mean, a bit on the horrible side? Well, it's best not to focus on such things, dear, said Merryweather. Just do everything your husband tells you to do, and said Flora, and you will be fine. This is not turning out like I thought, cried Aurora. How long will I have to stay married? For the rest of your life, of course, said Fiona. This. No, no, no. This is all wrong. Aurora turned to the three fairies and said in a firm voice, I would rather my finger, prick my finger on the spinning wheel and fall asleep for 100 years than to marry someone I don't know or do not want. Maybe by the time I wake up, times will be different and people won't have to get married if they don't want to. And she ran out the door. Dear me, said Meriwether to the other two fairies, and I don't believe what that went over very well. Aurora ran into the woods where her animal friends lived. A deep a deer hopped beside her, along with the rabbits and the chipmunks. We have to get out of here, she said, pointing to the forbidden mountains. She said, we will go through those hills. I must find a spinning wheel and quickly, too, and so I can prick my finger upon it and fall asleep for 100 years. Aurora and her animal friends marched through the hills, and on the other uh, side she looked around, and the world there was much like the world close to home. However, one thing was different. In front of her was a path, and the path led to a road. In the distance, she heard a chopping sound and saw a cloud of dust. It was a carriage coming their way, and as the rider approached, her animals' friends scattered. Hail, said the stranger. I am afraid my carriage scared away your pets. May I give you a lift or help you in any way? Aurora had never seen a man before, but she didn't think about that unless she could find a spinning wheel. Her aunts could find her and whisk her back to their palace, where she'd have to marry a horrid prince. Actually, Aurora said slowly to the stranger, there is something that I need. What is that? Said he, hopping out of the carriage. Very nicely dressed he was, and well mannered too. A spinning wheel, said Aurora. A spinning wheel, said the stranger. But what are you? But there are none left in the land. Everyone knows that. Oh, sorry. Pretty see, said Aurora, rubbing her hands together. I have this friend. She needs to find a spinning wheel. And right away, too. Aurora looked directly at the stranger. It's terribly important. The stranger returned her gaze. He said in a low voice, I may know of one, but this must stay between you and me. The stranger stepped closer. Not far from her here lives an old woman who spun yarn all her life. When the order came to burn all the spinning wheels, she could not bear to let go of her beloved spinning wheel, and that had been in her family for generations. She came to me. He pointed down the road. She knew I am a prince from the new kingdom or next kingdom, and she begged me to store it away safely for her. So I put it in the attic room of my castle tower. No one ever goes there. Once the 16-year-old over uh, once the 16 years are over and the Prince Aurora returns, I will to return to her. Would you take me to your castle tower? Said Aurora. I shouldn't, said the prince. After a moment, he added, but of course, yes, I will. And when they arrived at his castle tower, they both stepped out of the carriage. The prince and said, are you mm, not doing this for your friend, are you? Thank you for taking me here, said Aurora in a firm voice. I will remember your kindness. Now, if you please, I must do what I must do. And Aurora turned and went in up to the winding staircase, up to the very last stair at the top. And there was a wooden door in front of her, and it cracked open. Inside, eh, all was dark and musty. Aurora could barely take a step forward. All the spider webs were getting on her, but she pushed them aside and stepped forward anyway. There in the corner was a spinning wheel. From the small attic window, she could tell mm, the, the sun was setting. I hope this works, she said, before it's too late. And Aurora held out her finger on to the tip of the spindle, and one prick on the spindle. A tiny drop of blood dripped from her finger, and once the Aurora felt dizzy, and she fell onto an old dusty velvet blanket on the floor, and, and there she fell into a deep sleep. Moments later, all the others in the castle, servants and royals alike, fell asleep too, and so did the prince, who was still waiting for her outside the tower. Almost immediately, thorns and vines sprung up and wrapped around the castle so thickly that no human or beast could pass through. For 100 years, Aurora and the others in and around the castle slept. After 100 years, Aurora blinked her eyes awake, and at that moment, the others in the castle woke up too. Everyone stared, started to do what they had been doing the moment before they had fallen asleep. In moments, the thorns and vines around the castle melted away. Aurora stepped down from the tower stairs, and there she stood, the prince, rubbing his eyes. He was still waiting for her. I feel different, said the prince. Do you? And they smiled. And they stepped into the prince's carriage and followed the road. But instead of the market square, the prince expected to find, in very same place, bustled a whole new world, completely different from what they had known. And after 100 years, bicycles and streetcars, telephones and street lights, marvels neither one of them could ever even imagine. Go to sleep. And perhaps best of all, they learned that in this strange new world, it was quite all right for young women and men to get to know each other better if that's what they want to do. And if they fall in love, so be it. And if they didn't know, well, that was fine too. So Aurora and the prince took each other's hands because getting to know each other better was exactly what they wanted to do. The end. Sorry about the little hiatus in the middle of the story. Fell just a little bit asleep. That's what those bedtime stories do. They put you to sleep. They put me to sleep, for sure, for sure. Could be this warm heater next to me, too. All right. That brings us to the Daily Bread portion of the program. Daily Bread portion of the program is brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2024. The Bible with Briscoe 2024 is a daily reading of your Bible to be completed within 1 year. Today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe 2024 will be Joshua 10 through 12 and Luke 1 39 through 56. So don't forget to tune in to the Bible with Briscoe for your daily reading of the Bible. Next step of love. The next step of love. Well, 1 John 3:16 through 18. We all know John 3:16. Everybody puts it everywhere. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need, but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions in truth. And there you have it. Show your love. Don't just speak your love. Amen. Amen. Alrighty, that was the Daily Bread portion of the program, which brings us to the end of the Shen Show. Again, we have our fan poking in right at the end. Who do we got out there? If you want to throw a chat on, oh, they're back out. Okay. God bless you all. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning into the Shen Show, because, well, it's time for us to go. We're going to roll on. Roll on, sweet daddy, roll on. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So, goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. Ba-do-do-do-do. This has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning into the Shen Show. And as always, God loves you. And so do I. So come back and see us again tomorrow because, well, hey, we'll be here. And we hope that you are too. Bye bye.